Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro.
It means mountain of greatness. And for centuries, Kilimanjaro has been the source of endless mystery. Hemingway wrote, "There ahead, as wide as all the world, great, high, and unbelievably white, was the square top of Kilimanjaro." Every year, thousands attempt to conquer this mountain, but in March of 1990, a team of American climbers embarked on a unique expedition. Along with their coaches, 12 mentally disabled young adults set out to defy the odds.
It was great to see the mountain when we were running it. It was a really great experience seeing it as we were jogging along.
Wow, I can't believe we're going to be up there in a few days.
But before the climb, there was a 2-week safari, and the only female athlete, 19-year-old Diane Hall, put her reflections in a journal.
We woke up at 4:30 in the morning to go on a hot air balloon ride. It was so beautiful. It felt like we were in heaven. Then we saw 4 lions crossing the plain. I love seeing all the animals.
The game parks of Kenya and Tanzania played host to our dauntless travelers who saw dozens of species and were wide-eyed at their discoveries.
Jeez. It's okay. Stop here.
No, I hate to get out of this.
One day we saw a rhino. At first, he looked friendly, but then I think he got mad at us or something.
Just don't call him Dad.
The Maasai people have lived in Kenya with the animal for hundreds of years. They're really neat, but staring at them and taking a picture, I kind of felt sorry for them. I know what it's like being stared at because you're different, and it's no fun.
Still, the real focus of the trip was located in Tanzania, just 200 miles south of the equator. Kilimanjaro, Africa's tallest, most majestic, and most fabled peak. Now, you should know the closest I'd ever come to mountain climbing was huffing up the steps of the Washington Monument. So it was with great trepidation that I joined the group at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro. I soon learned that the 12 climbers were all from California and between the ages of 19 and 30. They'd been chosen from a group of mentally disabled athletes on the basis of some rigorous practice climbs, and they all seemed in a lot better shape than I was. I noticed a remarkable self-assurance about them and a collective fondness for Princess Diane.
Everyone's in love with her. That's what I've heard anyway. Now I understand why, okay?
As I got to know them one by one, I had to constantly remind myself that these warm, wonderful, and confident young men and women were all mentally disabled. Most of them have not been, nor could ever be, educated beyond the elementary school level. Many were recommended for institutionalization, and some abandoned by their parents. When I looked into their eyes and saw the anticipation, the excitement, the determination, I realized they'd be my inspiration to make it up this mountain.
Okay, all right, everyone. This is the moment we've been waiting for. We've trained for 6 months. We've got 8 days to get to the top.
Jim Benson, a Southern California businessman, had organized the trip as a way to help display the capabilities of the mentally disabled. Now, his far-fetched dream had become a staggering reality.
We're going to go up to 19,340 feet, the highest point in Africa, but we're going to take it real slow. In Swahili, as you know, they say pole pole, and that means slowly, slowly. We're taking the western breach route, and although it's a little tougher, it's the most spectacular way to get up the mountain, and I think we're up to the challenge. At first, we're going to be going through a tropical rainforest. Then we're going to be doing some difficult rock scrambles. And then on the 5th day, we'll be sleeping on snow. Most of us have never been this high before, and altitude does funny things to the body. We're going to have to drink more than you can imagine, eat when we're not hungry, and take it real slow, or we're not going to make it. We're going to stay together, and we're going to conquer this mountain. Before we get started, Patrick's going to lead us in a prayer.
Dear God, thank you to get us here. And then keep us safe to the top.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
I wondered if everyone was as overwhelmed as I was. We've been told that only 25% of those who start up Kilimanjaro ever reach the top. But then I thought of the incredible obstacles these 12 climbers had overcome just to get to this point. I remembered a favorite saying: what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us.
Glory forever. Amen. Let's go!
And so we began our ascent of Kilimanjaro, each with our own unspoken fears. Ahead lie 40 miles of climbing, one slow step at a time.
The Tortoise Brigade. How about Tortoise Brigade?
Just want you guys to know that you've trained really hard. There's nothing to be afraid of.
No.
And there's no stopping us. So, we set?
We set. Right, let's do it.
Terry Cotter was one of 18 coaches, but his task was perhaps the most challenging. Tim and Patrick, with whom he works every weekend of the year, both have cerebral palsy and were likely to have the toughest time as the climb steepened. But on day one, at least, there was a chance to enjoy the spectacular scenery of the African rainforest.
It was really neat walking all through the trees. All the moss hanging everywhere. It was so thick, you could hardly see the sky.
At 30 years old, David Heffernan was the oldest of the 12 athletes. When he was a child, his parents were told David would never walk or talk and would always be totally dependent.
All I can say is, thank God for giving me the opportunity to do these things like coming to Africa and climbing Kilimanjaro. Some people aren't so lucky because they're limited at what they can do. But if you put your mind to it, you can do almost anything. You have to give us a chance to prove ourselves. Prove we're just like people, you know? We're the same, no different. We're just slow, that's all. We're doing this together, and we're gonna get to the top, all of us. No reason why we can't.
Now, this was supposed to be the easy day, but as we climbed to 9,500 feet, I was already feeling the effects of altitude. Somehow, it didn't seem like anyone else was, though, and I marveled at how energetic everyone was, especially Jeff Scott. Jeff wasn't diagnosed as retarded until the first grade, and he and his parents went through a difficult adjustment period.
When I was a little kid, they used to call me retarded. It means that you're slow in learning. I am slow in learning, but this that, for me, like, I'm learning better. I'm learning more things. I got a job on my own. I'm going to school for part-time. I'm doing a lot of things on my own.
Ken, we got a little problem with Jeff. He thinks he has the worst feet in America.
Well, I'll just tell him not to worry, because we're in Africa.
Now, you remember what a hot spot is? You know what that is? Okay.
When it was.
Yeah, it starts getting hot. And then what the next step is a blister. So you tell us before it gets to a blister, okay? And we don't want that to happen again, or you won't make it.
I have to make it all the way top because all my other friends and also my coach tells me you have to do this climb.
Kumandatata, is that it?
Yeah, there's no problem.
No problem. You're going to make it all the way up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I know you are. I'm going for it.
Let's go.
Okay, guys, we're almost out of the forest. Here it comes. Get ready.
Whoa.
Look at this up here, you guys. That's it. That's it.
Awesome. See where we're going to go?
We are there.
I know, but we're going to go along that ridge there. We're going to go around that side and to the top.
We can make it.
Can you?
Yeah.
Make it? You got it? Okay.
We have landed good. Feeling good? Feeling great. No kidding. It's disheartening to me. How you feel? I'm hanging in. All right. It's a tough one right now.
It's everything I thought it would be before I came over here.
When I first met Gary Stubblefield, I found myself feeling sorry for him because he has kind of a forlorn expression. But as I got to know him, Gary turned out to be an extraordinarily positive person and a bit of a role model for the other athletes.
It's like a dream. If you say you can do it, if you say you can climb that mountain, you can. I'm very lucky because I'm representing a lot of people that are like me, and I'm hoping to prove to the world that people with disabilities like I have, learning disabilities or whatever, that if you really set your mind to something, you can really achieve it.
I feel like I have everything going for me because I have great friends and family back home, and I have a great job that really makes you feel great. But what makes it more exciting is having a chance to go to Africa and climb this mountain. That really tops everything.
Gary won.
10-5, Gary.
Gary won, yeah.
10-5. 10-5, Gary did it.
I was off.
10,000 feet. I was off by 250 feet. Gary, what'd you say, 10-5? 500.
9,000 feet. More to go.
Okay, everybody, let's start getting that rain gear out.
On the second day of the climb, we learned the hard way how quickly the weather can change in the mountains. A brilliant, cloudless sky suddenly began dumping buckets on us, and a hard rain turned to a stinging hail as we approached 12,000 feet. The storm was a bit alarming because this was supposed to be the dry season on the mountain.
You guys can't read minds.
Now, I was about as miserable as I can get. But once again, the resilience of our disabled athletes opened my eyes.
I love you.
When life is just one unending series of challenges, they seem to be saying, what's a little hailstorm among friends?
I've never seen a storm like that before. It poured and hailed. We got soaked and it hurts. But luckily, it cleared up a little so we could dry our clothes and relax. We stayed in wood huts and the views were beautiful. Long day, but fun. I'm not even homesick. One of the porters had a radio, and after dinner, some of the guys started to dance. I was too embarrassed, but you should have seen Tim and Patrick.
After 2 days, I now knew these athletes could get to the top. I just hoped I'd be able to get there with them. Still searching for inspiration. Climb the mountains and get their good tidings, wrote John Muir. Cares drop off like autumn leaves. I thought of how much this kind of reading helped me. Then I remembered that most of our climbers can't read at all. Think I found my inspiration.
Okay, we were just in the huts, and we're not going to be in huts anymore. Okay, we're going to be in tents. It'll be a lot colder, so we have to layer up and be real conscious of putting everything back in our backpacks and having everything real handy. Okay?
Okay. You got to look at every place you step. Don't just stick your foot out and hope it comes down in the right spot. Look at that exact spot and put your foot there, and don't just jump ahead with your next foot wondering where it's going to go.
Okay.
Kilimanjaro is a struggle, but with these two athletes in particular, Tim and Patrick, everyday life is a struggle.
Watch over now above you.
Up here? Yeah. Got to use both hands and feet here, guys.
All right, buddy. Foot there.
Don't grab his foot, Tim. Grab her arm. When Tim was 2 or 3 years old, he choked on a cashew nut and cut off the oxygen to his brain. They rushed him to the hospital. They saved his life, but there was brain damage. And he ended up with cerebral palsy.
Okay, get your balance.
This side? Keep your hands side, yeah? Slowly, slowly.
People see him walking and they think, what did you bring him along for? But you'll see an intensity in his heart that you won't see in any of the other athletes.
Help each other out. There you go. Tim, over here. Right on up.
Way to go, Tim.
Very good.
Patrick's got cerebral palsy from birth, but he's overcome a lot of the handicap. He's one of these guys who's a team member first. He'll do anything to get there. He really wants to win so badly, he'll often go till he passes out, so you really got to watch him. But he also has that fierce heart like Tim.
I was starting to understand what they mean when they say Kilimanjaro is as much of a psychological challenge as a physical one. But whenever I began to question my own motivation, all I had to do was look up at Tim and Patrick. Now, how could I let them down? Still, as we traversed the mountain to the less traveled western breach, I was starting to lag a bit, and I knew it was only going to get tougher.
13,000 feet, guys. All right.
All right.
It was about this time that I began to notice Joe Hayden, who seemed the most competitive of the athletes.
I ain't a quitter. I go after anything. I do 110%. I'm strong mentally and physically. I'm a good athlete, and I got determination and courage. I want to prove to everyone and myself that I can do it. I like challenges, and this is the biggest one yet.
Joe's problem was that he was a little too determined to prove himself, and he forgot that we were all supposed to go poly-poly, or slowly-slowly. I saw a little of myself in Joe Hayden, the feisty athlete who forgets that the mountain needs to be treated with the utmost respect. So when I saw him struggling a bit, I thought I should let him know that somebody else could relate to what he was going through.
I found myself trying to be a little too macho, and I wasn't listening to the guys. But you ought to try those real small steps, though, Joe. I'm serious. I mean, you're a big, strong boy.
What?
You make it.
Did you blow your kiss, too? What's up, Joe? We're going to do it.
I'm dying.
What's getting to you?
There.
You aren't giving up, though, are you?
Joe, hey, come on. Ah, Joe.
You caught it right here. You caught it right there.
That's mine, the big wet one.
I don't think none of these people that I know are retarded like they call us. It could prove that we got guts, stamina, feelings. I know a lot of people say we can't do it because we're too slow and all kinds of stuff like that. But I want everybody that's in this group to accomplish it, to prove me wrong.
Got a headset already?
Okay, let's get ready for you.
We were approaching our first tent campsite, about to descend into a valley to help acclimatize to the altitude.
Today was a long day. Kind of getting tired and cold out there, but I'm pretty sure I'll make it because we're going slow. Coaches tell us to wear more clothes and drink more water because of the altitude. You should have seen how big this hill was. We had to climb down to get our tent. I wasn't scared. I'm the outdoor type.
Look where your foot's going to go next. Hang on to this rock. Okay, stick it in that crack.
Watch your feet, Tim. Look everywhere you're going to put it.
Stick your left foot right in the crack.
Nice.
Here we go. Look at this. Another successful day.
Boy, those tents look good.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Hey, baby.
Many of us had never slept in tents before, so there was a mixture of excitement and apprehension. But for me, it was just plain exhaustion. A lack of training and experience at altitude were taking their toll.
Yeah, okay.
My good friend Francisco didn't feel good because of the altitude. I hope he's getting better so we can make it with all of it. The nights are getting colder every night because we're getting closer to Kilimanjaro summit.
At 13,500 feet, the first signs of altitude sickness.
How do you feel? Is your stomach hurt or your head? Up here, your head? Okay, what we're going to do is give you a little bit more medicine, drink a little bit more, just lay down, take it easy, okay?
Simply put, the air gets thinner as we go higher, and the body becomes more susceptible to illness. Water helps us to adjust, so we were told to drink 4 to 6 quarts a day. Still, the altitude made us vulnerable to headaches or more serious symptoms. And the coach's biggest fear was that an athlete might be so intent on making it to the top that he'd hesitate to admit he wasn't feeling well.
The sky turned all different colors. There's gotten more snow on top from yesterday's storm. I can't believe we'll all be there soon.
We were at the halfway point now, and spirits were still soaring despite the hardships.
Right now, I miss my girlfriend. That's the thing I miss the most right now, not having her around. First thing I'm gonna do when I get home, I don't care how late it is, I'm gonna call her and go see her. That's the first thing I'm gonna do.
Okay,
First day.
feel confident you can make it?
Yeah.
Really?
So confident.
What's giving you the encouragement to think that you can make it?
Believe in myself.
Okay, all those things are going to be so important. So you're really going to
Our mountain guide, Wes Krause, knew best what lay ahead.
Make sure that if you have even the littlest, tiniest problem, that you talk it over with your coach, or you come and you talk it over with me, because we don't want to let any of those little problems turn into big problems, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta be a team. That's the only way you're gonna make it to the top of the mountain. That's how I believe. Not one person can make it to the top. It's teamwork.
There may be no place in the world aside from Kilimanjaro where you can hike from a desert to a glacier in the same day. Now that prospect's enough to give anyone a hearty appetite.
Not good for you. Sister, you look much better today. Good night's sleep and a little porridge, good as new. Okay, everyone. Today is the first of the really tough days. We're going over 15,000 feet to the Arrow Glacier, and tonight we camp on snow. Remember, the higher we go, the environment gets harsher and harsher, so we really got to take it slow.
I guess they thought I was going too fast, so they made me the sweeper. That means I had to go last. I didn't like it much, but at least James kept me coming.
In all of my athletic experience, I can't ever remember a competitor as unyielding as high altitude. And with the ascent to the glacier right in front of us, each of us struggled to find some way, any way, to keep on pushing.
I'm doing it for my family and for myself. And my brothers and sisters. And I'm doing it for myself too. That's what keeps me going.
I can do this climb. I can do this climb. I know I can do this climb. I got the strength and I got the body for it and I got the mind to do this climb. I've been asking Diana about her and says how she's been doing. And she said she's getting tired. She's getting tired. So you can't quit now. You can't quit now. And you have to keep on going.
When my body wants to stop, my mind keeps telling me to push that little bit more. I know in the long run, it'll eventually pay off.
Once again, the weather failed to cooperate. We were almost 3 miles above sea level now, higher than any point in the continental U.S. It felt like we were walking in place, and with so little air to breathe, each tiny step was torturous.
Yeah, Jim, we got a problem down here.
It was Gary who'd had to stop, and though we were all concerned, we knew he was in the capable hands of 2 coaches and one of our doctors.
I think he's got stomach problems, and it's tough to climb a mountain with stomach problems.
Well, if he has stomach cramps, the exercise is going to aggravate it.
Hang in there, nice deep breaths now.
As the rest of us kept trudging along, I thought how ironic that it was Gary, our most positive athlete.
This will keep him warm, and we'll just let him rest for a few minutes.
It's going to be okay, Gary. Just relax.
We're going to make it. No problem. We're with you. All right, dear.
Is it feeling better?
Just relax.
Or we need to relax?
Open that mouth.
As we approached the glacier, the coaches kept in touch by walkie-talkie.
How's Gary looking, Ken? How's he doing? Well, he's got some cramps.
we're just going to hang on here until he feels like going on.
How far behind are you?
Oh, about 15 minutes or so.
Okay, well then take your time and we'll get a tent ready for him here on the glacier.
Come on, go with me. Go down this way first. Take my hand.
Pick that jacket up and get all snowy.
I know you can. Just hang on.
Jim, we're back on the trail.
Is he okay?
Little stomach stuff, just homesick maybe. But you know that Gary, tough to keep him down.
Real steady. Well, tell him we can't wait to see him. Real steady. Too far to go.
Real steady. Small steps. Okay, Gary, we're going up as a team.
Fabulous. Jimmy? How you doing? Doing okay?
We got a team.
We got a team.
Damn right.
We got a great team. All right, Patrick.
Yo, proud of you, man. Proud of you. Hey, hon, wait till I tell your folks how well you've done.
I, for one, was truly astonished at the athlete's performance. And I gotta tell you, getting to that glacier was the most physically demanding thing I've ever done in my life.
All right, Gary.
We're almost here.
Looking good, bud.
We want a warm tent, huh, Gary?
Hot tea. Get on here.
Right. Let's go. Let's go. Keep chugging.
Got your tent all set up for you? We're all set, okay?
Okay, Gary. Way to go, baby.
Somebody hold
Now
that.
you just need to stay warm and get some rest. We're not going anywhere tomorrow. We're staying right here so you have plenty of time to recover. We're all proud of you, man. Okay, now, bend over slowly.
Yeah, listen, you have a tent. This is out of here.
Got a nice warm bag in there for you.
Getting to the Arrow Glacier was a bit of a hollow triumph for most of us, I think, because we all knew that behind the whiteout stood the summit, still 4,000 feet straight up. And even after a day of rest, we wondered if one of our fiercest hearts would be well enough to make the climb. Kilimanjaro had a way of reminding us of man's insignificance, but at the same time it gave us pause to consider our own achievements. Of course, sharing this climb with these 12 courageous people had much the same effect.
How's it look out there, Jeff?
Doesn't look so good outside. It's okay, Gary. Just take it easy. Try to relax.
I hope I get better soon and be back with the team and get going again. I had trouble trying to sleep and I kept on waking up and I just didn't feel very good.
To all his friends says you have to get well. I told him, please, just let him have to get well for this climb. 2 times already, he says, dear God, please let him get Gary well, please. He needs to get well for the next day to make this climb tomorrow.
It makes me feel pretty good and I hope I can get better. And I really do want to make it, but all I can do is do what I can do to get better, but I don't feel very good right now. If I make it to the top, you know, that's great if I make it to the top. At least I can say I made this far and I tried. And I'll try and make it, you know. I really do want to make it. And
We now found ourselves in the midst of the worst weather that anyone could remember on the mountain at this time of year, and there was concern that the monsoon season might be arriving early. Because of the treacherous ascent route to the summit, the expedition leaders decided to reassess our plans, while the rest of us sought refuge from the sub-freezing temperatures.
Been thinking a little bit here about our current situation and, you know, how the weather's rolled in on us here and the snow that was been deposited on the route last night. And I don't know, it seems now like maybe to really help us increase, you know, our percentages of getting the maximum number of people to the top, it might be worth our while to really consider staying here again tomorrow.
An extra day.
An extra day, and using that day in hopes that, you know, the weather's going to clear up some. Maybe the sun will come out and melt some of the snow off the route. And, gosh, you know, and help us maximize the possibilities of getting the most number of athletes up to the summit.
How many athletes do you think could make it if the weather conditions stay just the way it is?
Well, you know, I think we're looking here at probably, in these conditions, we wouldn't want to go up there with more than 4 or 5 kids, really.
4 or 5 kids.
Of the athletes.
Of the athletes.
Meanwhile, the athletes added a rare sight to the African landscape.
The daddy, the baby, the mother.
Today we stayed at the Arrow Glacier and relaxed. Snowstorm on and off all day, trying to stay warm. I stayed in the tent most of the day, wore 5 layers of clothes. Still have my runny nose. Wonder when I'll get to take a hot shower again. It's really pretty when the snow sticks to the tent. I know my dad and sister couldn't take this. If they saw how big the mountain looked from here, they'll say no way. Some of the guys haven't been feeling well today. I wonder if we'll really make it to the top.
I heard the news first. I was to be part of the team going down the mountain, along with 7 of the 12 athletes. My own considerable disappointment was dwarfed by my concern about how the athletes would take the news.
Because of the weather conditions, we've had to choose a team, an assault team, to go to ascend the mountain. And you're one of the 5 athletes that's been chosen. Jeez. Okay. And you've been strong, and you've had a good attitude the whole time. Everybody has, and I think the whole team has a chance to be real proud that we're this high.
The coaches picked the 5 athletes they thought most likely to make it. In addition to Jeff, they chose Dave, Stoney, Joe, and Cisco, who'd recovered marvelously. But the hardest task remained, telling the others they weren't going to get the chance to reach the summit.
I got to tell you guys something, that the weather's really bad up there. Can't even see the top. We stayed here for 2 days waiting for it to break because we wanted to get everybody up there. And I wanted you guys to get up there. But the decision's been made by the expedition leader and all the other mountaineers here that they can only take 6 athletes. So they've had to make some tough decisions. And you guys are going to be part of the support crew that's going to go down. And you've got to sacrifice the desire to go up to the top for the good of the group.
We this for you guys, and we got to the top, and we are so happy to be here.
You're the man, pass it. You know what it's all about, don't you? Here you go, Tim. I know you could have made it, Tim. Both you guys.
We're already higher than any mountain in the United States. Do you realize that?
Yeah, I understand that.
But you want me to understand it's still disappointing, don't you?
It's disappointing, but I can accept, if it means going back down, I'll go back down,
What I found most moving about this day was the compassion shown by those going up the mountain.
When I go in as a team, I want to come out as a team.
I know, Tony, we all want to. But we're all going to be with you in spirit. We'll be waiting for you at the bottom.
And you're doing it for everybody.
It's just hard on me right now.
I know.
Even Jeff, who was a part of the chosen summit team, couldn't hide his disappointment. Saying goodbye to Joe, I felt like I'd known him for years, instead of for less than a week.
I'm going to miss you, Jay. I'm going to do this climb for you. Take care.
Cheer the other ones on, and give them support. Just give them all the luck they can, and we'll be praying about them and thinking about everybody as they go up to the top.
Don't cry, Gary.
I'm not crying.
Yeah, you are.
I'm happy for everybody.
You just hold your heads high, because it's got nothing to do with ability or anything. When they had to make some tough choices, and you guys are team members, and you proved that tonight.
Go! 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 Stop! Let's go! High five. Stop, you guys. You have to do it. You have to do it. Stop.
There was a tremendous sense of loss the next morning. Some of us having lost the chance for a once-in-a-lifetime accomplishment, others feeling a bit cheated for having to leave so many behind. But as I prepared to descend, what I thought about most was not the struggle to get here or the disappointment at having to go down, but the feeling that we were still all in this together.
When Diane had to go back, I was like sad. I was crying because she was the only woman on the team, and I thought she was gonna make it all the way. I told her this, I will make this climb, I will do this climb for you.
As we departed, 5 coaches and 5 mentally disabled athletes made preparations for their final ascent.
Everyone had plenty to eat, everybody warm. I realize this is tough, but this is also going to be the most exciting day of the climb. We've got all day, and we're going to make it not only to the crater rim, but we're going to continue on above 18,400 feet, all the way to the top of Uhuru Peak, and down off Gilman's Peak and down to the Kibo Hut. It's going to be tough. We have a number of rock scrambles. There's a lot of snow up there, but we've had an extra day to acclimatize, and we've got a lot of people who are counting on us. Okay? Okay.
It was a little tough starting out without the rest of the team. I was just hoping we wouldn't let them down.
I know I'm not going, but I'll be with you guys in spirit. I want you to just take your time and be safe. Let's go.
You wouldn't believe how steep it was and how slow we walked. But that's the only way to do it.
Keep going, Jeff. Come on, buddy. Okay, let's go. You're wasting energy. Okay now, watch where you're going, Jeff. Careful, don't take too big a step. Whoa, hold on there, buddy. You got it.
I'm going to do it for every athlete and coaches who aren't going up. I'm going to do it for them.
Boy, man, am I glad we stopped. I feel like, you know what?
Doing okay, Joe?
Yeah.
Pretty good climb, isn't it?
Yeah. Strenuous.
We're covering a lot of ground. We're going straight up.
Feels like it.
My body says, go, 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 go.
We're all dragging.
My body says, what the hell are you doing?
And what are you telling her? Climbing the mountain?
It's probably the steepest climb I ever did. And I'm going to get through it all the way up to the top.
There's a hole right there. Put your foot right there. No. In. Right there. There you go. Grab onto that rock, David. There's a good hold. There's a real good hold. Okay. That's it.
Now we're going to sit, David. Take a good step. Make sure it's solid. Be nice and sure, Joe. Careful on every step. Just look where you're going.
Slow and easy.
That's it.
Good job.
Whoa, this is tough.
All those steps now.
You got it, Joe. You can make
buddy.
it.
Good job. Maybe it's that right foot now.
Right up front.
That's it.
All right.
You step right
Plant
on
your
in there
feet.
now?
That's it. You got it.
That's it.
Wow.
Our sip slope is right there.
Right there. All right.
The mostly snow part. Oh, man. We're going up there.
Look at that glacier.
I think this is why people do this sort of stuff.
So what do you think the other guys are doing down at the bottom, Joe?
Probably taking nice hot showers and eating hamburgers.
They won't believe this.
if one makes it to the top, it feels like we all made it to the top.
Don't worry, Joe. We're gonna make this top. We had a job to do. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
I promise Diane, I'm gonna still do it for her.
That's what I do too. Stupid fool.
I hope and I think everyone was strong and brave.
Here's the summit, you guys. I can see it. It's right here in front of us.
Almost there, you guys.
All right.
I heard later there was an inscription at the top which summed up the meaning of our trip. It said, we should strive to give hope where there is despair, love where there is hate, and dignity where before there was only humiliation.
Now it's my turn to write my name in the sky. Lift my head up and sing my song way on high.
Good job.
I've been waiting all my life for this moment to come.
This is dedicated to the athletes and coaches who aren't with us here at the summit. We did it for you guys.
It's to my spirit soaring.
Okay.
In my heart, I know I have made it. This is my dream, and no one can take it. Now it's my turn to write my name in the sky. Let me be brave. Hold my head up and sing my song way on high. Through these days of silent rain, I have followed this dream. In empty moments, I have found strength beneath the pain. The hope I keep inside me, the fear I hide. I don't know if I'll make it. Just once let me try. Now it's my turn to write my name in the sky. Lift my head up and sing my song way on high. I've been waiting all my life for this moment to come. Though I may not reach the top, still my spirit's soaring. In my heart, I know I have